Hi, my name is Mark Bernard. I'm a monetary economist. In this video, I want to talk about the messaging coming from Kiev. It's saying that we are willing to sit at the table with Moscow if there's a just peace, if they're serious about it. This is a reversal since the Moscow army, the Russians, were repelled from Kiev in 2022, in which the Ukrainians have said no negotiation with the Russians because as a state, they cannot be trusted. Everything they do is lie. And every negotiation and peace deal they've ever had on the table has been broken. So it would just be a stalled, frozen conflict in which Russia could retool, strengthen, and come back for more. So this reversal has been putting a lot of people on edge. Land for peace, land for peace. Is that what we're talking about? Kuleba, the foreign minister of Ukraine, spoke to Wang Yi, his counterpart in China, and he said it's only going to be a just peace with territorial and sovereign integrity. And this is the continued message. Of course, we want to preserve lives. And as an armchair philosopher, I don't think I even have the right to say either way what to do because I'm not there on the front line. In World War II, they used to call Patton, George S. Patton, blood and guts Patton. Yeah, it was his guts, the soldier's blood. So I don't have the right to say that, but I would like to prognosticate it's not 100%, it's not going to be land for peace. Donbass, Crimea, that's going to be Ukraine. And especially with Harris now, and again, I prognosticated that Harris would be in the running, and I'm going to prognosticate that she's going to sweep it. She's going to sweep the country. That's going to mean she's more offers than Biden. That's going to give Ukraine a position of power. And this power will be to unify the West, to unite. And China right now is kind of riding two horses, and, they call her China the great enabler. She's going to clamp down on that. I think she's going to have a, amazingly strong foreign policy when she's president. You reel China in, Russia's over. I've been saying this. I know information about Russia. Right now, it's on the verge of collapse economically. You reel that China in, and Russia doesn't stand a chance. Moscow will be very willing to take some deal, such as you leave Ukraine 100%, and the Moscow regime can stay intact and sell oil and business as usual. I don't know if that's a just peace, but that's all I care about is get the Russians out of Ukraine. Ukraine joins NATO. Ukraine is part of the EU. I see the EU is now talking about putting an air shield over its airspace. So even if NATO doesn't accept Ukraine, the EU would. And once that happens, you have some defensive, they're kind of getting commingled, and some defensive agreements. So if you want peace, work for justice. If you want a just peace in Ukraine, I believe it has to be, and I think the Ukrainian people agree with this, get the Russians out. It's not going to be through a military solution, they're saying, but through a diplomatic solution. But net, I don't care. Get them out. I do believe, like I said, there right now is everything's kind of quiet, but I'm in Eastern Europe traveling around, and I see a lot of activity behind the scenes. So, I'm not going to rule out that there's going to be some sort of surprise counteroffensive. I'm not going to rule anything out when I see all this activity occurring. And the messaging might be mixed, but the guys on the ground with the boots on the ground are going to have to do what they have to do. So I believe Crimea might be a target soon. Now, me saying this is not giving up any information, but I do see stuff coming around here. Anyway, back to this. No land for peace. The messaging for peace is just that. It's peace for peace. That means in November, Zelensky is going to tell the world, are you behind me? And with Harris as president, or at least going to be present, I think the world is going to strongly back the Zelensky peace plan. No land for peace is my message today. That's my prognostication. The messaging for peace is coming about a just territorial integrity sovereign peace. And that's all that Kuleba has said. That's all that Zelensky has said. My name is Mark Bernard. I'm a monetary economist. Thank you very much. Have a great day.